Welcome to the episode 2 of Swapping Granda. Like we've planned to do. You might have seen this in the background of a video, but we did something today, boys. We kind of did something a while ago, but we got something new for you today. We actually bought an entire motor. Yes, I know. The first video, we got the block and the crank. After going through all the pricing with everything, talking to some companies about building the motor, it actually turned out to be cheaper just to buy a motor. As you can read on the front casing, this is a 2008 STI motor. You can see that it has a Grimsby lightweight pulley on it. I got this motor for a good deal because it is possibly blown up. The company that I bought it from told me that it did mix fluids. It had coolant in the oil, but it was not seized. So they said that they thought it was head gaskets, but who knows, you know? The seals around the heads and the block look totally clean unless they cleaned it, you know, before selling it to me. There's no fluid in the motor. It is completely dry. There might be a little residue on there. This is a VF48 from the 08 STI, and it's got no shaft play. Spins good. You know, everything on this motor seems to be in great shape besides one thing. Now, if I pull this little guy out, a lot of residue on the intake manifold, flange, flap, whatever you want to call it. And here's the other thing that scares me. You can see that in there. There is a puddle of oil back in there. I know it's not focusing. There's a puddle of oil back inside the intake manifold, and there's a lot of residue on this. So, that could be a couple of things. That could be just oil sloshing around from the shipping, because I know a lot of places leave some oil in it, even though the dipstick seems pretty dry. 2, could be cracked block, cracked head, blown rings, blown head gasket. It could be a bunch of things. But even if it is any of those things, if it's a cracked block, we've got a spare block. If it's rings, we can do rings. We can do, you know, in the grand scheme of things, rather than building that motor, it's going to be cheaper if this has a lot wrong to just fix this motor than to just build a motor from scratch like we were originally planning. So there's actually a company in Orem that we're going to be going to. We're going to be taking the motor there in a few days, which you'll see right after this. We're going to be dropping it off for them to go through the entire motor. We're going to have them refresh everything. We'll probably do head gaskets, head studs, timing belt, water pump, probably do coil packs, plugs, all the general maintenance on this motor, plus whatever is actually wrong with it too, if there is anything. There's obviously something wrong. So we're going to have them go through the entire motor for us.
Sure is. You coming?
Yeah. So close to getting it in.
Right there,
oh my
man.
gosh, we're so close. Mission accomplished. We got the motor in the truck. Still got to strap it down just so it doesn't move. But motor's in the truck. Go see the guy tomorrow to take a look at it. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. Strapped in, ready to go. Just threw a couple straps on the pallet so it won't slide around if I have to do any sudden stops or starts. But you guys know the drill. Always got to use special words. That's not going anywhere. All right, it is time to go. Let's just double check all the straps. This one? Yeah, we're good. Call that good. This towel is fine. Don't want that to fly out. Good to go. Let's get to Orem. Really freaking nervous right now for the motor back there. Everything looks like it's moving okay. We can probably go a little faster than this, but we're gonna take it easy and kind of update it when we get there if anything happens. Alrighty, made it. No issues, everything is still there. Good.
It's like it still wants to be kind of chippy for no reason.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way they put the board. Usually you grab it from this side anyway.
When I lifted it up on the cherry picker, it just kind of automatically swung that way, and I was like, all right, I guess that's the way it's going on.
All right, guys, we got some bad news. Like I said at the beginning of the video, when we first got the motor, they said that it mixed fluids. They figured it was a bad head gasket and that it was suitable for rebuild. I just went and dropped off to this guy. We looked at it for a second. We tried to pull the plugs out to see what the plugs looked like and what the, kind of peek in there to see what the cylinder heads look like. All the plugs were covered in oil and gas. One of the plugs even had like a chunk of metal in it, and you couldn't get it out to see what it was. I think it's a piece of a piston. And then one of the plugs wouldn't come out. And me not knowing too crazy much about, the guy that I took it to is telling me that the spark plug not coming out of the cylinder, even with an impact, he's like, I can get it out, but it's gonna ruin all the threads in the head. 99% of the time, that means that one of the cylinders blew up and smashed the spark plug into the head, and that's why it won't come out. It's because it's smashed. Can't get it out. That means at least one of the pistons is completely blown up. This motor is not just a head gasket replacement or anything like that. I kind of figured this is why I took it to this guy, but this motor is 100% most likely a catastrophic failure motor. So game plan is he's going to start tearing it apart. That's what we think's going on. It's where he's going to tear it apart and then send me photos and kind of come with a game plan after we know exactly what's wrong. Could have a cracked cylinder wall, which is good because I have that replacement block that we bought in the first episode. So that's good. Also have a spare crank if the crank's bent or something, but I'm not sure if the crank is usable yet. Got to get it looked at. And other than that, we're most likely going to have to do all new rods. We're going to have to do built pistons. We're going to have to do new rings. It's going to be most of a rebuild on this motor, which sucks because I'm already almost $3,000 into just buying this motor because STI motors right now are insanely expensive. However, this is where we're going to end this episode. I'm not sure when the next episode's going to be because of all of this. I got a lot of parts to order, and I've got a lot of things that I got to get done as well. But as of right now, this is where we're in the episode. In other videos, I'll give updates and everything and I'll let you guys know if I find anything out that's new. But anyways, thank you for watching episode 2 of this. Hopefully we can get this figured out and get this swap done correctly and done in a timely manner. I'm going to keep working as hard as I can to get this done as fast as I can. But anyways, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching again.